Shalom. This is Truth is Everlasting. Lion's Den. I am Yahweh Sap. I camp out with Lion Den, Hawan Ben Joshua in Jacksonville, Florida. But first, I have to give a prayer to the Father, to the Son, to the elders, to the Akims, and to the women and children around the world in Paleo-Hebrew language. Kal Halayam La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Ha Rokah Kodash Mahamah, in the name of Yahweh Shai, in spirit and holy and in truth. Double honors to the 144,000 chosen elect. Double honors to the apostle of GMS. Double honors to the apostle of Lion Den's camp. Salutation to the Yaakins on the four corners of the earth. And to the women and children, Shalom. Okay, it's going to be a hydration short lesson because this video that popped up has such a strong impact that the Spirit moved me to do a lesson. I'm not going to read it because of, the algorithm. I'll let you read it for yourselves what it says up there. Okay, but it says listen to this very carefully, right? I'm going to see if I can play it all the way, and then I'll go into scripture. Okay, the title of this lesson, Edom has a perpetual hatred to Jacob. Perpetual hatred means never ending, never changing. You want to remember that, you so-called Negros, Latino Americans, and speckled birds, right? Especially our women that love to get married with Edomites or with Edom, right? And think that everything is hunky-dory. Anyway, let me play it. I hope you find this edifying. Here we go.
1985, a speech allegedly given by South African President P.W. Botha shocked the world. It's one of the most hateful political declarations in modern history. Pretoria has been made by the white mind for the white man. We are not obliged even the least to try to prove to anybody and to the blacks that we are superior people. We have demonstrated that to the blacks in 1,001 ways. The Republic of South Africa that we know of today has not been created by wishful thinking. We have created it at the expense of intelligence, sweat, and blood. Were they Afrikaners who tried to eliminate the Australian Aborigines? Are they Afrikaners who discriminate against blacks and call them nigga*Rs in the States? Were they Afrikaners who started the slave trade? Where is the black man appreciated? England discriminates against its black, and their Seuss law is out to discipline the blacks. Canada, France, Russia, and Japan all play their discrimination too. Why in the hell then is so much noise made about us? Why are they biased against us? I am simply trying to prove to you all that there is nothing unusual we are doing that the so-called civilized worlds are not doing. We are simply an honest people who have come out aloud with a clear philosophy of how we want to live our own white life. We do not pretend like other whites that we like blacks. The fact that blacks look like human beings and act like human beings do not necessarily make them sensible human beings. Hedgehogs are not porcupines, and lizards are not crocodiles simply because they look alike. If God wanted us to be equal to the blacks, he would have created us all of a uniform color and intellect. But he created us differently: whites, blacks, yellow, rulers, and the ruled. Intellectually, we are superior to the blacks. That has been proven beyond any reasonable doubt over the years. I believe that the Afrikaner is an honest, God-fearing person who has demonstrated practically the right way of being. Nevertheless, it is comforting to know that behind the scenes, Europe, America, Canada, Australia, and all others are behind us in spite of what they say. For diplomatic relations, we all know what language should be used and where. To prove my point, comrades, does any one of you know a white country without an investment or interest in South Africa? Who buys our gold? Who buys our diamonds? Who trades with us? Who is helping us develop other nuclear weapons? The very truth is that we are their people and they are our people. It's a big secret. The strength of our economy is backed by America, Britain, Germany. It is our strong conviction, therefore, that the black is the raw material for the white man. So, brothers and sisters, let us join hands together to fight against this black devil. I appeal to all Afrikaners to come out with any creative means of fighting this war. Surely God cannot forsake his own people whom we are. By now, every one of us has seen it practically that the blacks cannot rule themselves. Give them guns and they will kill each other. They are good in nothing else but making noise, dancing, marrying many wives, and indulging in sex. Let us all accept that the black man is the symbol of poverty, mental inferiority, laziness, and emotional incompetence. Isn't it plausible, therefore, that the white man is created to rule the black man? Come to think of what would happen one day if you woke up and on the throne sat a calf asterisk ear. Can you imagine what would happen to our women? Does any one of you believe that the blacks can rule this country? Hence, we have good reasons to let them all the Mandelas rot in prison, and I think we should be commended for having kept them alive in spite of what we have at hand with which to finish them off. I wish to announce a number of new strategies that should be put to use to destroy this black bug. We should now make use of the chemical weapon. Priority number 1, we should not by all means allow any more increases of the black population lest we be choked very soon. I have exciting news that our scientists have come with an efficient stuff. I am sending out more researchers to the field to identify as many venues as possible where the chemical weapons could be employed to combat any further population increases. The hospital is a very strategic opening, for example, and should be fully utilized. The food supply channel should be used. We have developed excellent slow-killing poisons and fertility destroyers. Our only fear is in case such stuff came in to their hands, as they are bound to start using it against us if you care to think of the many blacks working for us in our houses. However, we are doing the best we can to make sure that the stuff remains strictly in our hands. Secondly, most blacks are vulnerable to money inducements. I have set aside a special fund to exploit this venue. The old trick of divide and rule is still very valid today. Our experts should work day and night to set the black man against his fellow man. His inferior sense of morals can be exploited beautifully. And here's a creature that lacks foresight. There is a need for us to combat him in long-term projections that he cannot suspect. The average black does not plan his life beyond a year. That stance, for example, should be exploited.
Okay, let me stop it there so I can do the lesson. But as you can see, he keeps using the word black. There's no such thing as black, right? We are all different shades of color. Dark skin, right? Light brown, and then light, okay? But he calls them that for the simple reason that he's focusing on the tribe of Judah, but he's really talking about the whole 12 tribes. That's how come over here in Babylonian, the ice cream man, if you know what I mean, is going after who now? Judah, right? I mean, he's going after everyone, but now he's going after Judah, okay? So, as you can see that he keeps calling our people Africans, right? Our people are not Africans, right? But then again, he's talking also about the African people over there as well, okay? I want to go to Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the times of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had come, iniquity had an end, Slakia, right? So, you know, our people have been sojourners, pilgrims, going all over the world trying to get to a place of rest. And every time we try, or our people try that time in the era of after King David kicked the Edom's ass so many times, right? They never forgave him, never forgot that. But anyway, after Moses set our people free, they were in the wilderness and moving around and about, every country had treated us wrong. As you can see what he said it right, even the Japanese, right? So it comes to a time where even Edom, right, who saw that we were in our worst state, for, we did break the law, right? We did give the finger to Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, okay? But it was coming to an end, the punishment that was given to us, and can you believe it? They still took advantage like they still do today, right? I want to go now to Ezekiel chapter 21, verse 25. Give me a minute. And thou profane wicked prince of Israel, whose name is come, when iniquity shall have an end, right? But they didn't care, profane, to show a lack of respect or reverence for something considered secret, holy, religious, to use things, right? To use things against our holy secret belief that was given to us by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, right? They want to remove the blessing, and the only way they saw it, or to what they do today, is to delive us, right? Because the story goes way back when Esau gave his birthright, then he lied and he said that Jacob stole it. No, he didn't care about it. Even when Jacob told him, listen, I'm making this plantain bean soup for a young boy who is sick, about to die, right? And he said, I don't care about that. I just finished hunting for our father and I'm starving. Feed me. So the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh came into Jacob and said, well, then give me your birthright. And he said, I don't need it. That's not important. I don't care about that, right? So now, to this day, he has that, what's that word again? Perpetual hatred, right? That it bit him in the ass. Verse 26, thus said Yahweh, power, remove the diadem and take off the crown. This shall not be the same. Exhort him that is low, and abase him that is high. A diadem means a jewel crown or ornamental headband worn as a symbol of sovereignty, royal power, or authority. They didn't like that. They want that. He wants that, right? To this day, he's still trying to see how he can steal it. But he can never take it away. It was given only to 12 tribes, and the head tribe was Judah. Okay? That's where Yahweh Shai came from anyway, to begin with. Now, I'm going to verse 27. And I will overturn it, and it shall be no more, until he comes, whose right it is, and I will give it him. Yeah. He's saying, listen, you can do all that you want. I'm still going to give it to Jacob, who, if you know the story, he wrestled with the angel and his name changed to Israel. Right? Verse 28. And thou, son of man, prophesy and say, thou said Yahweh power concerning the Ammonites, right? The Japanese, and concerning their reproach. Even say thou, the sword is drawn for the slaughter, it is fervent to consume because of the glittering. Yeah. You know, they also, right, got wicked on us, right, and came after us, right, and took some of our people and delivered them, right? Verse 29, while they see vanity unto thee, while they divide a line unto thee, to bring thee upon the neck of them that are slain of the wicked, whose day is come, when their iniquity shall have an end. Yeah. You know, keep doing the wicked, which they're still doing to this day, because it is coming to an end, right? The wicked of the Edomites, the wicked of the Ammonites, right? The wicked of all around the world that have given Yahweh Shai the finger and has touched the apple of his eyes, the so-called Negros, Latino Americans, and speckled birds. Okay? I want to go now to Ezekiel chapter 25, verse 12. Thus said Yahweh, because that Edom has dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and had greatly offended, and revenged himself upon them. See? They went after revenge. They forgot the law of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. They don't care about the law to begin with, which is vengeance belongs to who? To Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We cannot go out there in vengeance. Okay? That's a law you cannot do. You cannot break that. But they break it all the time. So I leave it with Obadiah. Like I said, I'm keeping it short. And then I'll pray a little bit more because it's very deep insight. Verse 3. The pride of thy heart, of their mind, has deceived thee, has deceived them. Thou that dwells in the cliff of the rocks, right? Remember, they're cave dwellers to begin with, right? Whose habitation is high, that says in his heart, in his mind, who shall bring me down to the ground, right? Because they came down from the high mountains of the caves, did their wickedness, and then they go back in high, like they're going to do this time when they mandate the MOTB, the charagma, right? The potato chip they want everyone to take. They're going to go high in the ground, in their bunkers, in their underground cities, right? Verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Right? There's nothing they can do. So I'll pray a little bit more, and then I'll stop the lesson there.
My special department is already working around the clock to come out with a long-term operation blueprint. I am also sending a special request to all Afrikaner mothers to double their birth rate. It may be necessary, too, to set up a population boom industry by putting up centers where we employ and support fully white young men and women to produce children for the nation. We are also investigating the merit of uterus rentals as a possible means of speeding up the growth of our population through surrogate mothers. For the time being, we should also engage a higher gear to make sure that black men are separated from their women and fines imposed upon married wives who bear illegitimate children. I have a committee working on finding better methods of inciting blacks against each other and encouraging murders among themselves. Murder cases among blacks should bear very little punishment in order to encourage them. My scientists have come up with a drug that could be smuggled into their brews to effect slow poisoning results and fertility destruction. Working through drinks and manufacturing of soft drinks geared to the blacks could promote the channels of reducing their population. Ours is not a war that we can use the atomic bomb to destroy the blacks, so we must use our intelligence to effect this. The person-to-person encounter can be very effective. As the records show that the black man is dying to go to bed with the white woman, here is our unique opportunity. Our sex mercenary squad should go out and camouflage with apartheid fighters while doing their operations, quietly administering slow-killing poison and fertility destroyers to those blacks they thus befriend. We are modifying the sex mercenary squad by introducing white men who should go for the militant black woman and any other vulnerable black woman. We have received a new supply of love peddlers from Europe and America who are desperate and too keen to take up the appointments. My latest appeal is that the maternity hospital operations should be intensified. We are not paying those people to help bring black babies to this world, but to eliminate them on the very delivery moment.
There you go. See, and this is happening around the world and to every Caribbean island, right? Let me put a little bit more.
This department worked very efficiently. A great deal could be achieved. My government has set aside a special fund for erecting more covert hospitals and clinics to promote this program. Money can do anything for you, so while we have it, we should make the best use of it. In the meantime, my beloved white citizens, do not take to heart what the world says, and don't be ashamed of being called racists. I do not mind being called the architect and king of apartheid. I shall not become a monkey simply because someone has called me a monkey. I will still remain your bright star. Now the speech is over.
There you go. Out of the horse's mouth, right? I hope that this was edifying, and with that I'll say, Shalom.